really hard to see a world where Lag would win a round on individualism, just kind of run out, get a couple kills, force a save. Even the rounds where they had 5-on-4s, 4-on-3s, we would see Boss put up a good fight in, if not win, for one reason or another. That's not something I was expecting.
Yeah, and a couple of those T-side rounds that, like you're saying, are, like the ones that we weren't expecting them to walk away with. Again, when you look at Ancient, it just doesn't really spell a wonderful line
Yeah.
moving forwards. But, throw them some rope, perhaps, and Lag may just latch on because they get this CT side start as it looks like. I believe the ninth round already having concluded with the way that it stands. At least that's a face value read because we go into this with this pistol round underway as Boss on the T side have their work cut out for them to be able to maybe mount this early lead and establish dominance in the opening stages of it. Not entirely out of the realm of possibility and expectation that you and I hold.
Yeah.
And with the lack of utility on the CT side, this means that they're going to be taking a fight in down through mid, a heavy swing in which we've actually seen come into the meta a little bit more and more recently, but if they are going to have to go for this retake, they're going to be hard-strung to be able to isolate fights, and B, be able to actually defuse that bomb without a timer put on it with no kit. But they haven't done it to the B site at all.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Stalled out.
I'm thinking about some of the hesitation of Boss. I notably remember one of the rounds on their T side of Dust 2. Actually, hold that thought because it looks like they're about to go in. Maybe a little bit later than anticipated, and Weeza might shut this down from behind, giving him so much time to deduce what's going on that you've reaped the consequences of said action. Experative still exploring on 18 HP. I'm surprised with the bold move, but they're going to shift back into B. I'm not going to call this completely out of the realm of possibility. There's a lot of weak spots on this hold, including not only but limited to Experative, Trojan, Snacks about to take a duel, which could be huge. Wolfie had his one-on-one, but doesn't quite push it in.
In goes the indecision from Boss for a few moments, coming back to bite them. I'm extremely shocked they didn't try to extend. Lord, I'm mixing together words at this point, trying to create new ones. Excel or extend themselves in, knowing that the numbers in mid were so heavy. There goes Fruit Cup, and if there was a player to try and bring it back, if there were a pair of them, if there were two to separate them between the site side, it would be those.
No
and
way.
Fruit Cup, but brought it to a man advantage and to an 18 HP Experative, who in mid had taken substantial damage to the point where he would have to hit two absolute beamers in order to give them a chance back into it, and Fruit Cup denies. An ace between the two. 3 kills for Fruit Cup and a pair of frags for Wolfie.
That's so funny because I feel like that duel, it's niche, but that duel shows right eye peaks and whatnot and what they really mean. But no, I mean, that felt like a big round, or a big misplay from Boss, right? I mean, you said it yourself. I'm shocked they didn't go in after getting all that information, after seeing or hearing absolutely nothing in B and knowing where that push was going. As I was saying, it reminded me of one of the rounds on Dust 2 where you had one man sitting outside B, they went for a long take, and they heard them walk into tons, a screecher coming through upper tons, lower tons, flashes and everything. And they just hesitated out long. They threw their utility like they were going to go in, but then paused. And you saw the adaptation. Lag got back onto the site. They quenched the fire. And I believe they ended up even winning the round. It's a mistake by Boss, and that hesitation might cost them in some of these rounds. This shouldn't be one of them. It's the right call to make, even though there's damage coming through. Or actually, wait, no. That's bomb. That's guns. That's damage, and that's a 3-on-3.
Sure is, and it gets even dicier from then on as Experative goes on the hunt for something better than his MP9, instead sticks with it and actually might walk into the line of fire of one at the bottom side awaiting his arrival, but low enough where one bullet will finish. He might take some damage, but Experative on top.
Oh,
but
wow.
Not for much longer than that, as it's once again going to be the 2v1 in favor of Boss, but this time a little bit more split than they would have liked, and they have to retrieve the bomb into the line instead of Spud, and his weapon might have been advantaged for a moment, but still the SMG of Snav. It's going to be all 3 kills required. Another double for Wolfie amidst a bro ace. He's going to be a part of a pair of them now.
Hey, man. This is the Boss you got to be worried about, right? When those individuals are just running you down. This is now back-to-back rounds where it feels like Boss should not have been winning, where you get that 3-on-2, where you have the bomb, and you literally have one of the best spots you can ask for as a CT, and everything just collapses. Boss just run them down. Rip their heads off, and, I mean, it's just zero mercy. Not exactly an optimal start to keep me in optimism or bright spirits for Lag's cause. And right now it looks like they might send Wolfie on his own little adventure out mid. Mac 10 up high, first to take contact, just damage. That's a little more lethal. Trades go back and forth in the B ramp, and that's a gun they can recover. Or maybe not.
We've seen that before, the attempts at it, and it didn't go all too well for Lag by the finishing touches, and now Slight getting closer and closer, looking to farm up some money of his own. Puts his first kill on the board and wants to continue his way onwards beyond even that as he finds himself at an even KD at 2-2. We find ourselves maybe a third round up with no response yet. Just out from the side of Lag, it's that early domination I had said that maybe they could lay claim to and really get up into the heads of their opponents. That map up, Boss are looking nice in what would have been a very dangerous pistol round otherwise. Converting that and then moving so swiftly forwards into this map has looked really, really good. And I'm very excited to see what comes up next, knowing that they're going to be on a little bit of a bonus once more. We've seen that on Dust. We've seen that not exactly pan out the way that they would have liked it to be, but this is a different beast. The nature of it is a little more tactical in nature in general, and seeing as they lose one body, it's an AK-47 Fruit Cup can have, and if they really want, they can get Slight on and off.
Man, I'm actually a little surprised I'm a little surprised Slight didn't just run him down after he gets that dink on the Mac 10. It feels like it's one of those rounds where it's like, at worst, you lose your SMG, and at best, he could have had himself an op, but also a bonus, not the end of the world. Speaking of ops, though, Lag have one of their own regard, Trojans to worry about. Where's he posted up? In Donut, it's a 3-man hit on mid. Lag don't seem to get aggressive, though. Instead, they look elsewhere. And that's a lot of damage they're going to take. Thought maybe more, but nah, just... what, 17? Could be worse.
Dropping the first and Snav is a start to their response, but...
oh my god.
Here comes the nade. Backfires and Slight almost actually puts an end to his own life. That would have been something, but still Spud stands at 24, and one bullet or two through that wall could finish it just as well, but Experative once more enters the kill feed. It's Fruit Cup. Denied any entryway or saving of this round, as it's been Wolfie a time and time again. He too will be stripped of any opportunities to be able to do so, as the last two remaining are in no position to do much of anything of their own, as it's going to have to be a Freshie masterclass with Slight having given him the first incision towards the bottom side of B. The gun barrel seen, but not even a single bullet to leave the chamber for Freshie, as Snacks is too quick himself.
And here we are with Slight just trying to hang on to survival, man. I don't even know how you're gonna manage this one. They've got people on every corner. There's just no way you're getting out alive. But crazy that Trojan takes an angle like that, by the way. That's insane, right? I mean, it's a safe angle, sure, but if he goes up close, Trojan misses that shot, that's your op being taken away. Like, that's a risk.
This one sees Boss at maximum throttle. They've got Slight with the big green, and he's actually, at the moment, leading the charge over towards A main, flooding it out and posting from the deep end while the rest continue their way onwards and into the site, at least at a slower pace and a crawl now, as mid has been taken well and truly in kind. But the late rotation in from Donut might be a little bit too late, as Weeza will have very little to honestly say about this one, as he doesn't want to lose his life before the retake actually begins, but maybe through the smoke, if he gets the right audio cue, he could be a little bit of a thorn into the side.
Smart. I love that. That little micro detail there is they go in for the plant, they fake it out, they make a full man miss his mag, and they just get a safe plant afterwards. Beyond that, it's just feels like it's by the books, man. Boss flash into Temple, they get something back for the post plant. They even when they're fighting Donut, man, this is just turning from bad to worse from Lag. I don't even know if they're gonna get away with any of these guns. You got Trojan trapped behind a molly that they had thrown, but she walks back through it to hang on to the AWP. So it's not the end of the world again. But he's going back in for a duel, and I don't know how much I'm fond of that. They are trying to run him down? No, they're going to let him get away. Okay, all over the place, but a round win from Boss no less, and Lag are right back to the drawing board.
Terrorists win.
Gets this up, sure. And Trojan looks pretty, has looked pretty good, as we were saying before. You know, like,
yeah,
really can't knock the guy. The problem is not that they have a stand-in. That is not at all the determining factor between these two teams right now.
No. I mean, I'd like to see more of him, but again, I don't think that's on him, right? When you think about setting up an op, that's a full team dynamic, and if it does so happen to be the case that he is a stand-in right now, you're obviously not going to be formatting your entire plan or play around him.
More so now, need to keep our heads screwed on straight if we are lag in regards to the fact that we're given another lease on life with a full buy back in, to which Boss have played a more standard game to where lag say, how about we throw a little bit of the playbook out of the window as Snacks goes in peering through deep into that cubby, expecting there be somebody maybe holding on to him. It's a much more passive approach to that situation, to where Weeza, the second step, is a little bit too late to that, honestly, truthfully, to where his flank is going to be virtually useless by the time he even gets close, unless he can find a little bit of a snap onto Freshy. I mean, he's not really worried about anything other than the door, but there's no way for anybody else to sneak in a kill.
Yeah, that's the issue, right? I mean, it was a game of delaying, and they just couldn't. You see the way Boss played this round, so yeah, you get that kill on Freshy, which was essentially going to be the straw that broke the ice for lag, but it's just everywhere you look. It's aggression, it's pushing, it's flashes, it's making sure that they don't get away alive. Same wing with Trojan. And he's been flirting with that idea a couple of times now, trying to get away with an op or trying to take a fight that it could be a little risky. This time it'll be ripped away from his cold, dead hands as Weeza's now stuck outside of mid, and he's got two players running him down. Wolfie not hiding his route of approach, and looks like with that kill in mind, he'll have earned the right to his M4 in the next round.
I'm a fan of what I've seen so far. I mean, really not much you can deny in the way of, I'll say, interesting ways of play coming out from Boss. It's been a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Staying in the heads of their opponents as to what could possibly be going on around the map. Never really consistently going with one game plan or default, as we've seen. But Snav, this might be the straw that breaks the camel's back if he gets through this unscathed. This Imperative looks to do the same. Snap turns about face, and it actually snaps into cave just as well, and Trojan fires off a shot. But nothing to connect, as he is the one left to the red. He drops a molly, but they know that they had another A player in that direction from the previous round. It's Weeza who gets caught out by Sledge before it plumes, and Trojan is stuck up in it.
Dude, it's a firebomb. I'm actually shocked they didn't huck an HE in there on the left side. That would have been a free kill, but I don't know if Snav was close enough to do it. One of the only ones left. Shouldn't matter much. Spud catches a couple of players with their knives pulled out, but it's just too many on the other end of that smoke for it to go well. Even if he got 1, 2, hell, even 3, it probably wouldn't have mattered. And lag again have to find themselves saving, praying they're allowed to keep these weapons.
Should just be a wrap from that point forth, but you know, I mean, looking towards the future, we've said a number of times already about how these saves are, you know, a silver lining and this and that and the other thing, but we've been, oh my good lord, in places before, in many a cast previous, where that only gets you so far. It can only be said so many times before you start to wonder what can you possibly do to dig yourself out. Maybe throwing the bodies in these chaotic moments at these bomb sites, obviously not in a 1v5, but you know, maybe those 3v5 scenarios or the unwinnable 3v4s locked out. It gets desperate. It gets to the point where your calls in the early stages can only do so much. It's the late round where you start to feel like you're in a box.
Yeah. And as they continue to tick away too, it's just going to feel like it's been longer and longer since you've won a round, longer and longer since you've been in control of this game or series. You got to remember, you come into this map having, again, toss up whether you want to say it was competitive or not, but a pretty poor looking map one. You come in here, things aren't going your way, rounds you have advantages, you're still finding ways to lose. So even when lag have the upper hand, it's not going to feel like it. And that feeling's going to be big, right? When you're talking about a game of potentially missing individuals, not hearing from some of them that often, it's going to be even harder to get them involved.
Already a little bit of a shift with a boost over top and hoping that somebody gets caught and moving their way closer and closer. Perhaps, but not yet. It's been moments to where these rifles have been few and far between favorable engagements. Spud now losing all vision. Losing HP in the process, as that wall spam is effective enough. Doesn't reveal anything really, but Freshie is already in the first 50 seconds, snucking around, and about faces Spud ready for him, but no ammo on the gun as he's gone for the reload.
I mean, this is just impossible, right? It's not just the fact that he's flanking, but you've got an extra man in house. So if they wanted to try and deal with him, you just can't, right? So everywhere you look, it's going to be boss players pushing you down, and that's your entire B defense crumbling. So what do you do now? Weeza and Snacks, you try to hang on to your guns, maybe? I don't know. He'll clear out this angle. I don't think there's any way Wolfie gets away unchecked. It feels like there's just too much precaution here. Or not. Oh, my God. Oh, hey, man. What's he going to go for here? Nothing. Okay. I was wondering what the play was going to be.
Go for broke. Unlucky, dude.
I'm gonna say this
Doesn't have anything to do with it at this point.
That's a cool sticker combo from Snacks. Assuming is what I think it is. He had a pain, an Apex, and a pain sticker, so PAP. I assume that means Pack-a-Punch.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool, right?
It's a cool little Easter egg, cool little reference.
I hope that's the case. Well, only thing Lag are hoping the case is right now is a 1 round or something good, something in the right direction. Trojan, after we mentioned him looking good, it's been completely silent of him. He hasn't had himself find the scoreboard whatsoever. But this is a different looking round from Lag. They go down mid, they get the first, they go in B ramp, they stall boss out, and they get away pretty much untouched.
A no-nonsense, no shenanigans, really fast, quick, and paced play up towards shelf that we haven't yet really seen.
That they needed.
Yeah, we saw, try and experiment with the smoke at the top side of shelf, and that didn't do him all that much good. It was a 6th sense from Snav, and, you know, this one might just have done it, but even so, never say never, because we've seen them claw back these kinds of rounds, not only in this map already, but as well as over on Dust 2.
Oh my God, what a shot from Snav, and they're gonna flash back into mid. I thought they team flashed themselves. Kinda did, get away with damage, but a 5-on-3 again spins the other way, and it's Boss with the advantage.
They're split. This B site splintered from Cave and the deep side of Long to where now somebody's going to have to be the hero, and they're soft enough where it could be an entirely likely scenario, but the likelihood begins to just a little bit dissipate as the smokes land in the faces, and so too do the flashbangs. The site has been compromised. The bomb has been let loose. 13, and Spud is here on the rival, but they've got to retrieve the bomb. Again, 1 bullet the difference between center and the loss, but Wolfie with the read. He's gotten the one, and the next to cover his teammates hind.
How do you say that? How do you talk that into existence? How do you will that round into your favor? Boss, rip a random shot through the smoke, deal with the biggest threat of the round, and then perfectly time it on the phase going back into Cave and drop the last. I don't know how that round gets pieced together, but Lag are decimated.
Well done, Wolfie. 10-2. Refuses to die. Or to sit down in the face of adversity in a moment where he needed to shine. He certainly does, and now against
God!
Slight, actually a little bit of a maniac getting across the way. Trojan is here, but does he know it? He seems to now. Goes through, but the Mag 7 misses the kill, and still Slight. He needs someone to help because he's so very low.
Look at the spam too. I mean, they want to make sure if he's sticking around, he's gonna take some heavy flak or damage for it. Which doesn't end there. Everywhere you look on this B site, they're getting battered black and blue. Tucked into corners, spams down, eaten HE, is even tagged as they jiggle. Very chaotic. Yet still very tame, it feels, as Boss slow the pace down, try to sneak into the site. Freshie had his chance with the kill on Trojan a couple of times now. He's evaded death like it's a Final Destination movie, but it's his teammate who falls first. Spud, up close, the man he was baiting for, falls.
Good for Trojan's shotgun. Still looking to get active in 9 HP for Slice and 4. In addition to that, he's found a pair. And continuing to jiggle, though, he loses out. Anything beyond that, though, could have been a catastrophe. His Slice still stands. He might be next up at bat for that trade if Experative had found the first even, because Snav also getting away onto a limp. Leaves Snacks with an 8K in hand. He can definitely give it a go. And he'll give it a whirl. And it'll be Snav to fall first, but already he's done the job and leaves it to the shoulders of very capable hands. And already knowing that Slate has that AWP, he can just post up in one shot. It'll be all the difference.
I don't know if you caught that, but that little duel Snav took in Temple or in Cave was kind of funny. That crouch, uncrouch, crouch, man. It's just so cheeky. It's so grimy. Oh, wait a second. What could be grimy is this round. I mean, Wolfie knows he's here, and I don't think Snacks is
clear him?
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way, right? Oh, maybe he does now. Oh my God, that was scary. Did he? I don't think he had a kit though, so it shouldn't have been too bad. But it was a nice little heart attack for Boss, which they haven't had at all this game.
No easy breathing now. And for the time, as we find 9-1, it's frankly the final pillar of this sort of a game, man. I mean, Trojan's got that off. He was doing more work with the Max 7. We'll have to see if he can change the tide of that much at the very least, because Spud has already eaten some damage through the spam to which Wolfie has warded them off at B from that line. Holy loud.
A lot of noise, man. A lot of noise. Screaming, I'm here, jumping around, doing jumping jacks, but it's Trojan, whose noise is going to be a lot more impactful. Snav, the first victim, and I'd imagine Trojan will eventually toy with the idea of repeat. Slight, though! Baited off the angle. Are you going to repeat this? I wouldn't dare.
But would you, Dia? Sorry.
I was thinking the same thing. Oh, wait.
Ended up getting there eventually, but still even swung back. What is that from Snacks? He jumps and elevates himself just high enough to where he actually hits damage down onto the Opera, who fires amidst the smoke, his best Wolfie impression, and picks up the AK to do it even further beyond that as Fruit Cup might get the trade. It's still an open B bomb site. What's the word? Bide 1.
This is a 1v3, though, man. This is hard. It's not actually Slate Alive. I don't know if you caught it, but mid-round, Wolfie disconnected, so Fruit Cup's going to have to do this all himself. Good molly, though. Wait, that's huge. That's a free bomb plant. Now they have to respect him for this. This is where things are going to get a little more interesting. He's got a flash, and he's going to try taking this fight. Weezer ready? Can they get a lineup? Oh, my God, they are! Fruit Cup, the perfect angle and even better timing, has stolen another round from Lag's grasp.
They can't keep getting away with this. This is absolutely astronomical how many times their backs up are against the wall, and they seem to instead run straight through it and break down any sort of a defense posted, if you can call it that, by Lag.
Dude. I mean,
holy crap.
Like, it's crazy, right? Because you'd think Wolfie's gone. This is a round that was winnable, 3-on-4. Now you've got players, you know, just pincer down, completely cornered. You even lose Slight in the fray. Like, that should have been a bomb plant and nothing else, but they just keep finding ways to win these rounds. This is a mess for Lag. Oh my God.
Dropping once again down into mid and getting that opening pick from Lag. We've seen it before. Need a little bit of convincing now. Gonna need a little bit further beyond as a step from Fruit Cup up towards shelf side. Does at least call that one clear, and they're not gonna dare fight him. They find their one and they get the hell out of Dodge. I don't blame them. That could very well have been the moment where the round turns onto its head, as it's happened. In a minute and 20 now, they look to regroup in that position and make sure that they know that everyone else has evacuated, and indeed they have. Vincent, what the hell? Anthran.
Miss that guy.
Yes. Yeah. Anthran, you can see right now already, I think, the picture being formed where Boston know how scared Lag are in these directions.
I mean, it almost felt like this round was going to be over from the jump, too. You saw one man walk out mid, they all lined up, but this is a good change of pace. You're right, no fear, but they've played a couple rounds like this before. I'm not going to sit here and say this is the perfect idea, because a couple of times it's come back to bite them and haunt them. Weeza, there goes the equalizing pick, and where are you going to look now? The boost over at B, you've got good knowledge of the last two players, at least on this side of the map, and that smoke completely isolates them.
Yeah, they don't actually go in for the wider swing after they toss that smoke out, though, and wisely so, because the spam was through, but Freshie, just at the tail end of the spam, will catch some of it, and Snap wants to get involved. He wants to get active. He wants to get up to the base and punish the mistakes, and he already has. He's gotten the player over it long. Nobody else spotted, knew there was a boost, so he knows that Experative and Snacks can't be far off, and the first having been spotted on the perfect timing. Again, it may just have slipped through the fingertips of Lag, and you can't blame it on the server. You can't blame it on the ping. This one is all down to the players, and a pair at split, with one being in the red towards long, the other towards short, and Experative with it all to explore. As he taps it through, it's Long that's been now the only player left to the ship as he stands tall and doesn't swing too soon. There's no kit, there's no time, and there is nothing but one round to the finish of the half for Lag.
If you wanna be my love, baby, gotta take it slow. If you wanna be my love, I'll show you what you wanna know.
Yeah. La 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 la. Yeah. Your life hits hard, but I hit right back. I never back down. I keep it on track. It's the same day with no problems. I keep rising from the bottom. Cause when the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear that sound. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now, and then I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems. Yes, every day was a war. Yeah, it kinda took a while. When they tell me I should stay, I just jump with a smile. Yeah, it's hard until you notice. Everybody's got their moment. When the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear the sound. Listen up. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now, and then I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna keep.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I don't know if you witnessed what we did in that last half of this second map, but it was utter destruction and a warpath left blazing by Boss. Lag had no stake in any of these rounds, it felt like, more than that last, where it was everything given over to the man advantages on top of man advantages and just letting it fall beneath them again and again and again. We go into the second half, we go into the T side of Lag, and we go into what is going to have to be an 11-round crawl to even secure overtime. If you want to say a little bit crazier than that, though, 12 and they win.
Now, if you want to talk about something a little impactful here, Boss, assuming they go out and close this map, they're going to be tied for first place in ECL. This is a big deal for them. I don't know how the tiebreaker works personally.
They're going to have more points. They're going to have the most points. I think they're going to be first.
They might just be first. Again, we came into the series, we talk about the future for Boss. That's what this is really all about. The future. What is it going to look like? And getting an org is #1 priority. And you said it yourself, with all these different squads coming back into the scene for Counter-Strike, putting your name at the front of maybe the most premier North American tournament you can have is the best resume you can possibly offer to a looking organization. And rounds like this go to show just why Spud, the last to stop them in the attempt of a 1-on-3, is flawed. It's a Boss 12-1 lead and 5 kills away from first place currently in ECL North America.
Well, we've got 11 rounds for Spud to come online as predicted by the Noah Flixie French. It's been given in the prophecies. It's been foretold, so let's see it. This has to be the arrival of everyone at the same time in full throttle for the rest of this game, and I don't really know. I don't really foresee that happening, but, you know, I'm willing to be proven wrong. We've got an AK on Trojan. We've got a Galil into the hands of both Experative and Snacks. The rest not looking all too hot, and we've got no time for Boss to be messing around with FAMASas or SMGs any more than they've got. They've got 4 fully automatic rifles, no utility. They want these fights, and they want them now.
Irony. The prophecy's been told, it seems, especially ironic coming from Flixie about prophecy. But the only thing is being told right now is a tale of destruction and everything going wrong. It's a great flame being quenched and quickly extinguished by Boss, who clearly have places to be. And they don't even make haste in the last round. You thought maybe it'd be slowed down? Nah, just gonna be Boss running them over at 13-1.
I think that is about as clean and clear as this gets. Frankly, man, this is a big victory coming out from Boss, not only in the sense that they looked good while doing it